Alright, it's a new week, it's reset, and I promised you last time that I would do something else other than frickin' hunters. And while I like this bad boy, it's time to bring out the actual buff boy. Really, Sal? Did you just move all your crap from up there to down here? Why? I thought that would be like a big show of like there's being Iron Banner stuff all over the store. All over the tower, I mean.
But so are the old traditions.
Oh, you look exactly the same. I thought you'd be wearing like some Cabal-themed armor. Well met, Guardian. Every time I return to the city, I'm reminded of how far we've come. Nevertheless, we must stay vigilant, of course. Our enemies grow strong, so should we. My duty to the Cabal does not prevent me from carrying the Iron Banner forward. This test of skill is one of those that hones Guardians in ways that the conventional Crucible can't. More than that, the proceedings honor the Iron Lords who have come and gone before you. We make them proud. You don't have bounties anymore. Or the new shader. Thanks, Saladin, I guess. What happened?
There is a misconception among the Vanguard that nightmares are like spirits. That they are who they appear to be. This is untrue. They are forged from the darkness and born of your own subconscious fears, desires, and regrets. They have only as much power as you give them. We project our shame on these nightmares and make them real, but they are not inherently evil, no more than the darkness itself is. The nightmares are a weapon, and a weapon can be turned on its creator. I believe I have found a way to do just that. We approached the last ritual of severance the wrong way, attempting to banish the nightmare of Uldren. But I should have known. Denial is not the way. Return to the Leviathan, Guardian. Harvest the nightmare essence we need to perform the ritual again. And perhaps this time acceptance will succeed where rejection has failed.
Eris has returned from her studies with a renewed perspective. She is convinced that while the nightmares are like weapons, they can still be turned against their creators. With that perspective in mind, she has determined how to approach the ritual of severance anew. We approached the last ritual of severance the wrong way, attempting to banish the nightmare of Uldren, but I should have known denial is not the way. Now it is on you to return to the Leviathan and contain the necessary nightmare essence to fuel another attempt at the ritual. I mean, I don't think I ever believed that they were ghosts. Obviously, they don't know things they're like, obviously not spirits and manifestations of the dead. They're just there to haunt and poke fun of the worst possible nightmares and fears that the people have. But they personally don't know of, like, events happening, like, in the real world, IRL, right? So I have one Figment of Darkness just from playing the game. Not from, like, the Season Pass and, like, the upgrades. I have to have 4 in order to get the next set. Gains the ability to focus haunted armor. The avaricious treasure each week drops additional rewards, but in the form of what, though? Focus haunted armor, who cares? I mean, I can focus armor wherever. The Crown of Sorrow daily bounties reward vestiges of dread. The daily bounty seems more useful than the other two. Alright. But yeah, no, I never believed that the nightmares were, like, beings, like, brought back from the dead to haunt us. That, like, they only know as much as we know. And Uldren is, not Uldren, but, Crow is only tormented by the knowledge that he himself has. He is not acutely aware of things that have gone bad. or Uldren is not. And I know Crow, for the most part, like, deep down fears that Uldren is haunting him from beyond the grave. It's not that. Uldren is actually dead. The nightmare of Uldren is just something that is... It's just his own doubts and fears. I've always suspected that. Sounds like a public event is already happening. Yep. Alright, hey, I don't have to do it all from scratch. There's a couple patrols up ahead. We'll see what happens, though. I thought we were gonna attempt to do it with somebody else for a change and not just go right back to Crow. But I guess
Pounding into resentment and hate of the living. This nightmare desires death for others, and it will only fade if you deliver it.
Okay, with the hammer. Oh crap! I need that. Dang it. I suck as a Titan. Dang it. I do like that messenger though. I really want to get good with that messenger and get all of it unlocked. Let the enemy flee. Nothing else nearby for patrol. Alright, more baddies. Ow. Oh, crap. Whoops. Switching out. Woohoo! I wonder if there's any cooldown to Radiance. Can I, like, just keep tossing this hammer at people and just keep getting buffed? There seems to be a little bit of cooldown.
A powerful nightmare has risen nearby. Find it and destroy it.
Am I, like, just tossing this thing at him? Soul Invictus should increase the duration of my Burning Maul, but that one did not increase it that much. I'm assuming it's up here. I'm actually kind of surprised this nightmare thing doesn't happen in a different area. Other parts of the Leviathan made it look like it could happen in more than one place.
Abandoned and alone on the cold and lifeless moon.
Oh shit.
This nightmare recalls the feeling of being separated from something precious. We may be able to substitute a replacement.
Nightmare. I like being able to throw the hammer, though, and it instantly creates a smart spot just because it kills something. Bonking him over the head with this hammer. Actually, I don't have to reload this. Much smaller target, it's harder to hit this one. Ascended Alloy? Oh my god, I'm actually getting Ascended Alloy from this stuff. I forget that this is actually rewarding a lot.
You lost your ghost, didn't you? If anything ever happened to Glint,
Yes. Briar. Her name was Briar. And she was my first friend. She gave me kindness, comfort, and light. She died so that I could have one last life. It is their parting gift to us. We must cherish it as much as we cherish our time with them.
Glint is my tether in an endless storm. I can't imagine your loss. I'm sorry.
I wonder if there's any lore in Destiny where a Guardian loses their ghost, or a ghost loses their Guardian, like, permanently, and you get repicked to be, like, another Guardian or something. Like, do ghosts only have the ability to... I think that's... Like, ghosts obviously can't resurrect anyone they want. They can only resurrect those who they're tethered to, otherwise we never would have had this issue with Cade. But it does raise the question if someone is allowed to get picked twice. It'd be kind of cool if they could. Yeah, let's use Phoenix Cradle, just because if we're tossing hammers every which way, we might as well be at least buffing our team. That actually kind of without the ornament, it actually kind of matches, weirdly enough. Midnight Exigent, and then we have like silver tactile. Oh wait, I was gonna say that doesn't really match. That's the actual color. That's not bad actually. I mean, we still got plenty vestiges of darkness actually. We just need another nightmare container, basically. Yeah, there's another one down here. Scoring salvage? What are they called? Out of my face. Let's try this again.
The nightmares awaken, and so you become an eater of fear.
Can this create sunspots with solar damage, though? Let's see. They used to be able to. Have any more? I have Royal Flames times 3, and this is actually doing a lot of damage. Tossing this hammer in. Oh my god, it does so much damage. it's like hitting it with a shotgun over and over again, but it's times 3. Wait,
Light
this
and dark forge together into a physical manifestation
Oh, it
of
does.
terror.
This does.
Go forth and be the Reaper.
Did you think it would be that simple?
I believed it was going to be. So this will create sunspots, weirdly enough, because it's some sort of artifact weapon. The Dead Messenger does not, though. I mean, it's whatever. Clink. wish I could recall it like Thor, because I keep forgetting where I'm throwing this thing.
You have drawn out a powerful nightmare. See that it is destroyed.
How did they miss this target? This thing is huge. I missed again. Sight. Right away do it. Let's finish this at least before we go and start it. I thought there would be a little bit more. I think the last time they made us do a little bit more.
Like the ghost stories of old, this nightmare haunts the Leviathan with unresolved affairs. If we provide it with a specific material offering, it may yet disperse. They come screaming from the depths of our collective pain. Destroy them.
God, I wish, for the love of God, that that scythe was a permanent weapon. Oh my goodness, I missed. There you go. Crap, I need that. That hammer is my biggest form of damage right now. Aha. Yeah, that really hurt. Dang it. This hammer. Then I'm in trouble.
This trinket of yours fascinates me. I would have it for myself.
What, the scythe or the nightmare harvester?
A guardian sphere of final death burned this nightmare into the fabric of space. Now all it knows, all it will be satisfied by, is more pain.
God dang it. I keep throwing the hammer, but it keeps curving, like, to try to auto-correct. Fire tornadoes. How? How did I miss? It went through everybody.
Destroy it as you have the others. Magnificent.
Whatever, I'm not going after that one. Switch it up so I can actually see what I'm doing. Might as well use the heavy ammo. We're gonna get more heavy after this anyways. I'll take that. Back up here again. What did we have to do with this thing again? Just get kills with it? For the catalyst? Oh, get like kills while using it. Arc, solar, and void. Crap, I missed it. Chasing it down is not even worth it. Already have it again. Ow. What? Bullets to the face. I got stuck. What?
light and dark align, turning into a burning recollection of terror. Seize that power and become a reaper of nightmares.
Checking in from the helm. How's it going on the ground?
Miss Holiday, what a pleasant surprise. I've wanted so much to meet you. Don't. Do you feel that, little bird? The urge to wind your fingers around my throat, to squeeze. That's who we are.
I mean, I don't know. Says you might just be a jerk. Alright, I think we've gotten everything we need so far to help Crow again. I thought we would at least try to do this with somebody else for a change. I didn't realize we immediately just, try him again. I thought, like, his thing would happen, like, maybe later in the season. Unless this also just goes wrong again. It's in the Pleasure Garden, so it's down here somewhere. For this opulent key. I think he wants me to return to the helm first and speak with him, and then try the mission. Out of my way. It's like this one, right? I got a sidearm that I can't use. Threat detector surrounded, and who cares? We want this one just so we can try to upgrade it and get the deep side from it. Try rocket launcher, we'll try dead messenger. We just need a little bit of all the different types of kills. Quests. Return to the underbelly of the Leviathan and perform the second attempt at the ritual. Okay, this is just a second attempt. I mean, we might succeed, we very well just might not succeed. It might just go horribly wrong again. There's modifiers now. Attrition, ashes to assets, dealing damage with a solar weapon now applies scorch to your targets. When they deal damage with a solar explosive. Dang, okay. Sever, recollection. Do I want to use Phoenix Cradle? That's the question. As long as I don't move, nothing bad will happen. Same area again?
Your mission remains, but a malicious tinge creeps these halls.
A tinge? And the amplifiers are down, so failing my severance, I made things worse. Are you surprised?
The ship was changing before we arrived, Crow.
After which, things did not improve. Then let's get to fixing it.
So the ghosts are not exactly happy that we're doing stuff here. And yeah, she's right. Things were not going well here anyways.
The amplifiers appear to be fighting an unknown interference, but they are working.
These vines wriggle into everything, changing it. Reminds me of adventuring in the Black Garden. Our turning points always seem to come by force. Maybe yours. Yes. You've had an overabundance of choice in your life. Certainly not a lost child ricocheting between authority figures. How's your stewardship of him been, Guardian?
This is going okay.
You and me.
Steady.
Listen to your handler. Wouldn't want to jeopardize the mission.
Uldren, it's been going fine. That's the thing that bugs you. Oh god, this thing is missing now. There was a robot of Callus here. Uh-oh. It's gone now. Nothing in here this time. Survive and restore power. What the hell? What do you mean survive? There's nothing here. The room is empty. Uh-oh. Not anymore. It's So this thing applies Scorch now, and now that it applies Scorch, it actually will make sunspots. Restoration effects don't really matter when I can just hit something with the hammer and get my health back. These are real people. Come here, big guy. Seem to be over here again, just hanging out.
Guardian. Went smoother this time.
He's picking up on some of my old tricks. Starting to aim like me.
Using your tricks against you sounds good to me.
A lot of attitude for somebody who broke down crying last time we were here. Will your aim stay steady when the Scorn call you father?
If they attack me, if I have to.
If?
And that's the door. Keep up, Uldren.
There you go, Crow. Don't let him get to you. Oh, Jesus. Don't let him get to you, bro. You guys are crowded around this one. Are you trying to tell me something? I guess not. Does that one do anything? Oh, nothing. Wow! I was like, wait a minute. You guys are trying to tell me something? Don't use that one. It just blew up in my face, you shitheads. Oh, the robot moved over here. I got real scared for a second. I'm like, what the hell is that at the end of the hallway? Like, is this? Oh, no, I can't do the hammer against them. Oh, Jesus. I was like, the robot moved. Hold on, does it say something when I get close to it? Oh, God.
You attempt to halt a cosmic performance that is beyond you. A beauty forged outside of your understanding. You struggle, as I did. A grub fattened on the lies of reality, writhing within a suffocating existence. But the silken walls of that cocoon are not a grave, little grub. They are petals, waiting to bloom. Soon, you will emerge to see the magnanimous arc of eternity unfurl before you. Its story laid bare. You will understand what I understand. Our end is set. All that remains is the drama of our strife, the struggle to push open our walls. So, resist if you must. It is in your nature to defy, even against your own best interests. It will only
Callus has really lost it this time. Holy hell. This dude is bought in 100% on the darkness stuff. Oh yeah, right, I have to... Oh right, there's like a thing out here. Yeah, he's like gone full-blown crazy now.
The Vanguard. You were supposed to be heir of the reef. Talk about a step down. Mara must be furious.
The Queen is content that Crow has found his own path.
She said that? Huh. Turning over a new leaf, I suppose.
Again, if that was actually Uldren, he would actually be mad, not just writing it off.
Amplifier established. Crow will reach his second beacon shortly. The interference appears to be echoed by the phantoms that haunt the Leviathan's halls. It is spreading.
That's how we kind of know that this version of Uldren is not the actual Uldren. He would be furious that he defied Mara and got away with it too. He actually could never do that. He didn't have the spine for it. Are we gonna try to get chopped down by that same dude again? Oh, the doors don't just close this time. Oh, we're just gonna hack it into it this time? Keys obtained. Okay. This. Alright, there's keys we need to grab from people. I didn't notice this before, but there's pipes above us. Nice. Is there anything up here hidden away? That's how you know it's not really Uldren. Yeah, he would be furious. Not only that Crow is making his own path, but that the Queen is actually pleased that he's doing something with his life and not just blindly following around. He writes it off, but the real Uldren would actually be mad. How do I miss them both? Ow. Oh crap, this thing is back. Ow. Really easy hammer throws. This thing keeps curving. It's like trying to do autocorrect for me. Ow. Cut me in half. Oh, I got worried for a second. I was about to turn around. Ow. That you jerk.
The lockdown is again lifted and power rerouted. Proceed.
can't imagine seeing a stranger with my sibling's face. But finding out that someone isn't who you thought they were, I understand that.
Obviously. It's your entire life.
I'm a guardian of the city. I'm sure Mara and I will work together at some point. We'll just need some realignment.
You hearing this, Guardian? 1 foot back in the reef. Prince Crow doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but we'll get by.
Funny.
You don't let it get to you, bro. Let
That's
him
the last one.
spout
I'm
nonsense.
ready when you are, Guardian.
Crow, you can do this. You are strong enough.
When we first touched down, I wasn't sure. But I trust you. Both of you.
Ooh, Uldren didn't say anything. No quip there. He just shut up. Yes, believe in your friends. Believe in yourself, bro. Don't be worried about what might happen. You can do it. As long as you set your mind to it.
I'm ready to finish this.
This time you lose, buddy.
I empathize with your devotion to a cause. But aren't you tired of this little dance?
I hadn't found my footing before. This time, I'm ready for you.
Yep, he'll try his hardest to hurt you, but you need to just keep with it. I should be using this to build up stacks on him. Oh crap, he just immediately took off. Can I go the other way? What happens if I go the other way? Are you gonna get mad at me for going the other way? Oh, you can't even do anything about it. Haha, I come from behind you. Ow! Yes, killed by the architect. I got killed by the destiny physics. Oh, and the hammer blew up at his feet. Don't look at me. I made a mistake. The physics keep killing me because of the power-enabled stuff. They always do this. We're like, oh, it's a hard content, we gotta increase the physics damage. Oh god, I'm spawning out here now.
Dreadful blade manifests from the harvester.
hear that'll hear Crow struggling this time around. He's not screaming in pain.
Guardian.
There we go. Now he's saying something.
Dreadful blade manifests from the Harvester.
Now let's try going backwards. Yeah, there's something over here now. Thank you, Bungo, for the blue piece of gear. We're almost done with them. Nightmare of the Fanatic. I want to cast Burning Maul, but not quite yet. Maybe I should cast Burning Maul now. Oh. Dang it. Did it work, bro? Were you able to do it? Tell him to screw off.
I told myself a story about who you were. A villain strung together from whispers of the things you'd done. But you're right. I'm scared. I'm scared that our nature might make my friends dangerous to me. Or me to them. We all have parts we wish weren't there. But acknowledging them can make us stronger.
There it is.
I'll always be balancing on the edge of something terrible. But now I have someone to pull me back. Who?
Yeah.
You. I can learn from your mistakes.
My triumphs, too.
Yeah. You point out the pitfalls, I'll fill them in. We'll right your wrongs together. See you around.
There it is, bro. Good job.
Guardian. Eris. I did it.
See, you are stronger than your doubts presumed. The Leviathan's connection to the pyramid phrase. Our gamble is working, Guardians.
Good job. We knew you could do it. You just had to believe. You had to believe and want it. You had to believe and wanted it to work. And yes, you share a lot of similarities with him, but there are differences. Use his mistakes to show you what you should and should not be doing. Best way forward. And we got one of these done. Alright, we can dismantle this one, I think. Or infuse it into something. We can just infuse it into the one we already had. Oh, nope, not that one. We knew he could do it. I didn't think it'd be, like, the very next week. I thought it would be, like, multiple weeks worth of stuff. But I'm glad he was able to do it. He doubts himself a lot. And was like, no, you and him may be a lot alike, but you're not the same. Don't ever think that you are. I'm proud of him. I knew he could do it. He just had to want to believe it could be done. Let's see this. Stuff went to the postmaster. I didn't know what it was though. Don't really need this because I can't deep sight it. Don't really need that. Tilting adaptive munitions. I mean, it's cool, but we don't really need it. We might keep it just for infusion fodder. Drang. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have, but we can't really use it. I'd rather just masterwork one. Bump of the Night we'll take just because it's a pinnacle drop. Armor 65. Not very good stat distribution. We'll get rid of that too. Lead from Gold Turnabout. No thanks. Oh, that was whatever though. Surplus and Repulsor Brace. What does this do? Defeating a void debuffed target grants an overshield. I mean, I guess. Then I have 3 here. Heating up Repulsor Brace. And then 1562. No, we'll plug it into the LNG actually. Hollow Denial. Work on that to get that finished. Now we're talking to him. How are you feeling?
Second chances. Turns out I've been using mine wrong. I thought being a guardian was my destiny. That wielding the light for good was the most I had to offer. But it's clear now. This is what the Traveler chose me for. I was reforged in the light for a purpose. To remake something dead and gone into something beautiful. To learn how to forge something new from what we were. Everything Uldren did to the reef, the scorn, Fikrul. I have a responsibility. No. A calling to make them whole. And I can't replace Cade. But I can cover his old patrols. Maybe organize the hunters a bit, if they'll let me. Clean up some of my mess. I don't know if I can fix everything Uldren left broken. But I can try.
Hey, you might be the Hunter Vanguard again finally! It's over, yes, it's over. Goro has finally confronted and defeated the nightmare of Uldren Sovereign, and in doing so believes he understands his purpose as a guardian. I thought being a guardian was my destiny, that wielding the light for good was the most I had to offer, but it's clearer now. This is what the Traveler chose me for. It was forged in light for a purpose. Crow's renewed faith and strength has given him a new lease on life, and you're to thank for that. Return to Eris and the Crown of Sorrow to discuss the victory. Oh wait, do I have to listen to that again?
Second
Crap!
chances.
Wait! I'd love to hear you speak again, but I don't need to. Alright. Yes, I don't know what he'll do now. I mean, he's not leaving to not be a guardian, but he just has a higher calling now, which is fine. This thing is here. Why is it here?
I have long said that the darkness can be used as a power for good, even when others doubted. By helping Crow to accept his past as Uldren Sov, we have changed the inherent nature of a nightmare into something new. A manifestation of healed trauma, a memory of the man Crow once was. The best of him. Uldren is as much a part of Crow as the darkness is a part of you or me. And there is more to it than pain. In this success, we have discovered the key to our victory. Through our bond, the Crown of Sorrow, we could convert the nightmares into a force against Callus. But the process to convert these psychic constructs will not be an easy one. It is a battle Guardians are not accustomed to fighting. I know that shortcoming all too well. Resume your work aboard the Leviathan, Guardian, and I will prepare for the next severance ritual.
Eris is prepared to wield this new power, one of memories, against Callus. She will need time to determine how best to proceed. In the meantime, continue patrolling the Leviathan. Yes. The real question is now, who do we do this with? Do we do this with Zavala, or do we do this with another Hollow Denial word? Or do we do this with Keitel next? I think Keitel might be a secret one that we leave until the very end, and Zavala will probably be next. Alright, I got a new one. So, the first time you open an opulent chest each week, a deep-sided modded weapon is guaranteed. Okay. Increase vestiges of dread gained by defeating combatants while on the Leviathan. Gain the ability to focus opulent weapons. Weapons must be acquired in order to focus. We need deep-side weapons first, actually. If I can get those deep-side weapons, being able to focus them is not as useful. I mean, focusing them gives us a chance to earn a deep-side weapon, but I'd rather just guarantee an opulent weapon. And defeat combatants with the Scythe final blows on the Derelict Leviathan. Defeat combatants with solar power weapon final blows in Sever activities. Okay, so I have to redo it. Okay.
Per our arrangement, I am delivering a status report on the Imperial survey of the Leviathan. Our scouts confirm your reports of psychic anomalies emanating from the red phantoms seen throughout the ship. Scion Opti theorized that these phantoms are manifestations forged from a psychic background radiation permeating the Leviathan. Darkness. Navigational equipment shows that the Leviathan entered a gravitational anomaly, and it was at once within and outside of the known universe for an indeterminate period of time. When it emerged from this state, most of its crew were missing, and an infestation of unknown fungal matter had infiltrated all decks of the ship. Command structure appears to have broken down. Loyalists who emerged from the anomaly disembarked from the Leviathan. We are attempting to determine their location.
No, they're just
Those currently aboard are newly grown, combat-ready clones that have no higher brain function. They operate as an extension of my father's will. At Valis Forge's suggestion, I have submitted a recommendation for Crow to participate in a joint investigation to supplement our own. It is my hope that together, we can tear into the beating heart of the Leviathan and drag my father screaming into the light of your sun. Until such a time, we are Cabal, we eat the mountains, we drink the seas.
Any real loyalists that were still aboard the Leviathan after it went into the darkness zone, like the Glycon, and came back out, they just abandoned ship immediately. And like she says, they have no idea where they took off to. They just left. They want no part of whatever Callus thinks he's doing. And any other loyalists that are supposedly still on the ship are brain-dead drones. They have no higher function. They are just combat-ready clones, just fulfilling Callus's will. And they obey him, and they just do whatever he thinks for them to do. That's pretty scary, actually. And Callus is maybe somewhere aboard the ship, maybe. And we have to find him somewhere and drag him out. I wonder if the last mission of the season will be finding Callus and dealing with him, but we'll see. I don't know. But I guess, I mean, that's it for week 2, I guess. That's the story mission, right? There's nothing left to do. Yeah, she'll just contact us when it's ready again. I like that. I mean, it sucks that we didn't get, more information as to what's happening with Amanda and Crow, but I'm sure that'll be in the form of another terminal mission or whatever. We'll see. Lucent Hive and all that other stuff from Season of the Risen has kind of been put on the side for now. I mean, it's kind of sucks that the Lucent Hive are not, like, infiltrating the Leviathan ship. Who knows? Maybe they would have an interest here as well for some reason that we wouldn't know about. It would be kind of cool if the previous season kind of merged into this season, but I guess those are self-contained. But we'll see. I mean, it's fun for now. We'll see what happens. I think it'll be really fun. This week was short, but hey, you know what? Short and sweet.